Yeah, it has donuts.
God. I want a donut so bad. I know.
I'm like, no, you can have one. I don't care.
How often do you want?
I know, I'll eat one later.
So, hi, guys. Yeah, Black Storm ain't with me today because his work schedule's crazy. So I got two guests, though one's going to have to duck out really early, but I needed to have her with me because I needed a person of color for what I need to talk about. And so that the subject matter can't claim that I'm being racist for calling him stupid. So you want to say hi real quick?
Hi, how you doing?
You're going to have to speak a little louder than that.
Hi, how you doing? Name's Jordan.
Hi, I'm T.
Yeah, we'll just call you T.
I'm the black person.
Yeah. So you're the token minority for this because I wanted to talk about this with Jeff and, Black Storm, and I told him over the phone, and he started laughing. Because I wanted to talk about, or I'm like, this is one thing, it's already been brewing, it's simmering down because it was the hot topic this past month, or in January.
Past few months.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's about a little rapper that my brother used to listen to when I was right after I graduated high school and during his stoner ages. Whose content I debate I would heavily say again, I can't call music, but apparently he has a fan base.
The fan base, it's cancer.
Yeah, my brother was one of them.
So I haven't heard the article yet, so can I...
His name is Soulja Boy.
Oh God, here we go.
I remember that when I was growing
So you probably have seen already in the title that I've called this episode "Crank That Soulja Boy."
Oh no!
Ew. I remember that song. The most dancing.
Because that's what my brother used to listen to while he was high with his friends.
I would never listen to that when I was high.
There are certain things you don't do, and that's one of them.
Second that notion.
Or I'm like, I've listened to his song, or two of his songs. Or I'm like, one, that, and the other one, which I saw the music video for, and I'm like, why?
I've never seen and heard his music, and I already hate it. It's just, I've heard...
Bitch, I'll just tell you one of the lyrics. And it was, and the music video was his face. On specific characters. His lyrics were, "Bitch, I look like Goku." Bitch, I look like Goku. Bitch, I look like Goku. And in the entire video, it's just clips from Dragon Ball Z with his face over the characters' faces.
Okay, I'm going up to...
I feel like I'm going to die of terminal cancer within the next 4 hours.
We're recording a show. You want to jump in? I have donuts, too. We're talking about the idiocy of Soulja Boy.
So I just watched the video. Apparently he's ranting at Nintendo.
The rants.
Yeah. The reason why I wanted to talk about this because I actually have the technical knowledge in game design and stuff like that. He's being sued by Nintendo.
Why? Why is he being sued again?
I'm like, you want to say hi to the audience?
Hello, audience.
We have a fourth person joining in this stupidity. Because I have to pull up the article. I have to open up Google.
I've seen enough videos and articles.
I'm like, no. Because Soulja Boy, and in his infinite wisdom,
infinite wisdom,
wanted to get into the games industry.
Okay.
By producing his own game system.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm doing quotations around his own. I'm not putting quotations around game system because it is a system that does play video games. But I can't defute them about this. But he was selling them for about $200 a pop, I believe,
and that was discounted.
Yes, that was
$200.
And what he did was he bought a bunch of Famiclones from China that were about $20 to $30 a piece, rebranded him with his likeness,
like the Soulja Boy,
and with his logo, and then we're just trying to pass him off here.
That's illegal.
No, I'm like, no. It was perfectly legal to do that. What he got in trouble about was what he claimed and what was already pre-installed on it.
Okay. You can sell the systems themselves, but you can't just sell them with the ROMs on there.
He had bought emulation machines with ROMs pre-installed and were selling them, and was also making claims that they can play Switch games, which this is why Nintendo got involved, because they could play Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Smash Brothers. I heard him say this on one of his interviews. This is before I listened to this interview, not voluntarily, mind you.
Against your will.
Yeah, because what happened was I was helping out at the barbershop because I was bored one day. And it gets me something to do so I don't sit around all day. And the actual owner had on the Bluetooth speaker, was playing the interview where he was talking about this, and he was also saying that it's not a bootleg system.
Oh, as soon as you say
I'm
that...
Soulja Boy console. Okay, here we go. Soulja Boy debuts new website, significantly cheaper, with Soulja Boy being, finally, Soulja Boy is selling a bootleg video game console. The reason why they called it bootleg, Soulja Boy, and you were getting pissy about that, is because you were selling a rebranded Chinese knockoff device that you could find. Let's be honest, we could find something equivalent at the flea market for $20.
Yeah, I looked on Amazon.
And people who have followed me from back in the day would know that I did a video on the 2014 or 2015 Power Cracker.
Oh God, no!
JonTron also did a thing about this too, but I got mine out first.
I know, he also did something about the Soulja Boy stuff.
Yeah, which is why I found out. I'm looking at the images right now, which I'm going to display right here. It is a Famiclone system, and when I say Famiclone, it is a device that that basically clones the clones the Famicom.
Oh dear
God! It's NES basically.
So it's the device.
Yes. So his claims about it being playing stuff like that is frivolous at best. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt that say it could play all the other games he was playing, or. It was claiming that he could play.
Mm-hmm. So
Soulja Boy, the reason why Nintendo got mad at you and sued you, and then you getting all butthurt on Twitter because of it and getting mad, which one that was funny, which was really funny that I saw later. Mm-hmm. If you try to go to the website now...
Yeah, he pulled...
Or the website where you could buy the Soulja Boy console...
Yeah.
It redirects to Nintendo.
Wait, so he pulled everything?
The Nintendo pulled everything. No, Nintendo is doing a domain redirect to their own console when you try to go to his website to purchase one of these things.
Oh, actually, I also read up on something. He's trying to sell PSP Vita clones, or PS Vita.
God. Wait,
yeah.
PSP as in the handheld console?
Yeah, it's basically just a bunch of cheap plastic with a bad screen, and you put like a little Game Boy cartridge in the slot at the top.
That's not even how...
I know.
PSPs aren't made for Game Boy cartridges.
It's a Chinese console.
It's a Chinese console, and the reason those existed because for the longest time they couldn't import games from other consoles from other countries. They had to make their own bootlegs. This is why you had Famicom versions of PlayStation 1 games and stuff like that. Like I've seen the Resident Evil Famicom game. I've played the Final Fantasy VII Famicom game.
Dear God, I played that one. Oh my God.
Yes. I have it for fan translated in English as well as updated so that it actually is somewhat decent. But the original version was terrible.
It was. I played it and I was like, I don't know why I bought it. I don't know why I got this.
I looked at it and then I thought, I could play this, but then I took a double.
I just thought no.
Yeah, but the reason why Nintendo is mad at you, Soulja Boy, is because you were at first you were selling this device with ROMs and stuff on it that you never paid the license for and never got permission to release. And they were copyrighted, and you violated their copyright.
Which is the dumbest thing someone could ever do. It is
Yeah.
the dumbest thing.
It's piracy.
Yeah, that's basically piracy. I'm like, I've done basic. Let's be honest. We've all done piracy when it comes to ROMs. I emulate. You've emulated. Everyone emulates.
We
But I
all
don't go out.
emulate.
But I don't actually go out and sell it.
Yeah. I mean, if you do that, you're lining
You're
yourself
like
up
you're,
for
and
lawsuits.
especially since, and I've heard him. His claims they're hating on the black entrepreneur. I'm like, you picked a fight with Nintendo, a Japanese company. A company whose country has been notoriously racist to anyone who isn't Japanese for generations.
Yeah.
And the reason is because for the longest time, they cut themselves off from the outside world.
They isolated themselves.
Yes, they were an isolated country.
So naturally, there's some stuff that's going to be...
Yes.
Everyone's a little bit racist
Yeah.
sometimes.
Is this where they get the idea that all black people and Japanese people look the same?
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What now?
Yes.
Okay, so is this why they got the notion that all Japanese people look the same because they
In Japanese anime, you see a lot of stereotypical blackface.
Honestly,
Yeah, the gollywogs, because they don't know any better, because they don't know it's offensive out here.
Oh.
Case in
I
point,
don't
Mr.
care.
Popo,
Honestly, I can care less because
which I still call BS.
What about
because
Jinx? What about Jinx?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
I know.
that too.
Jinx. Shut up, baby, you love it.
Remember? They had the color purple instead of black.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Mr. Popo, they painted him blue.
Blue, yeah, blue
Yeah.
popo.
I'm like, I am now Blue Popo. I'm like, no,
Assimilate
I grew up with Mr. Popo being black with
Yeah.
red lips.
gross, ew. I
Hey,
don't wanna imagine
that's my
that.
childhood, and I don't care.
But
about
the way
shit.
you described
Yeah, he
it
was
made
he was a stereotypical mud person.
Yeah.
That's because it's Japan and they didn't know any better.
I never seen it before. honestly.
Or like
Japan was innocent at the time, but now,
you've probably only seen Kai then.
Yeah.
You have not seen the original Dragon Ball Z,
No.
which was dubbed by Funimation, where he was all black, and even in the PS2 games,
He was all black.
it was still the Black Popo.
I didn't
Actually,
know.
yeah, I think they did that for the...
I'm like, and if you watch the Dragon Ball Z abridged, that's the Black Popo.
God, Bridge.
Oh god, a
and
bridge.
then they made the what was it? What was it? They made the what?
Yeah, I'm pulling up a picture of Mr. Popo. Yeah,
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's what he looked like.
It's not
That
offensive
was-
at all.
It was known as, it was a doll that represents, and it's a name for it. It's called
Yeah, it's a gollywog.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Actually, that actually reminds me of something that, like, you know how, like, Japan has stuff that may seem different? Like, that reminds me of Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah.
Oh dear God!
But let's get back on to our topic that we have before she has to go.
Yeah.
He got into a fight because in addition to not just the ROMs thing, but his claims that it can play Switch games, that it has support from the Nintendo Switch, I'm like, let's give him the benefit of doubt that it could.
But
Let's just say for the sake of argument that it could.
Then he'll make a good. He'll
I'm
make
like,
a good
yeah,
money.
but the next problem is now if it actually did do that, you are now in direct competition
with
Nintendo,
which is
not
and
good.
you are playing their content on your system,
which is
very illegal.
Not to
I'm
mention,
like, keep this in mind. Something like this has happened in the past.
Yes?
Remember the I think it was it wasn't the Intel, it was the ColecoVision.
Yeah.
The ColecoVision had a module that allowed you to hook up to it so you could play Atari games on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that.
Classics. Oh.
Its competitor, and this was officially licensed product.
But then again, this was all...
Yeah, this was before the video game crash and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
kind of...
Before the video game depression, basically.
Yes. But they had this.
It was actually called that.
But
Yes.
you make me depressed hearing that.
There's the
now.
Intellivision, the ColecoVision, Odyssey.
Yeah.
See,
There was a lot of them out
There
back
was
then.
a lot.
But you just basically did that, and then you're in direct competition, and plus you're violating their copyright as well as their technology. You did not sign out the rights. You did not pay them money, which is one thing why they're angry at you. You did not ask their permission. You did not do this. You just went ahead and did it, and then made these wild claims that
He's like, "Screw
keep
it,
in
I'll do
mind.
it. I'll do it.
I have to ask this question because I've looked at the thing. And there's not really much information about the specs of this device. I'm like, how much RAM does it have? What's its processing power? What's the graphics card like? What is it equivalent to? This is stuff that an actual gearhead and tech person, and if you want to get into the field, which let's face this, Soulja Boy, you are not a tech guy. You are a stoner.
He's not even a stoner.
He's not even a
God.
stoner.
Like
I don't even know
knockoff
what
stoner.
Honestly, what these rappers smoke is nothing short to chemical-induced cocaine mixed with weed. I'm just saying.
All he does is gets
He
high.
has a point.
Actually,
I'm like, and then makes these wild claims,
I
and then just think, oh, it would be cool.
I guarantee he was under the influence when this idea came to his mind.
I actually looked at some of the videos online, and they actually looked at some of the specs. You know that really big expensive one that was like $600, the fuse? Most of it was empty. It's like it had
It was basic. Most likely, it was probably a Raspberry Pi in there with a built-in.
No, it wasn't even as advanced as
Raspberry
that.
Pi.
It was like it's like just a basic like
It was just basically
emulation.
it was a card with a build of Linux on it that just ran an emulator as its OS.
And a cooling fan, and
And I've had one of these type of devices before. I've had two of them.
think of an Xbox One, but like an eighth of it. Well, that was just it took up an eighth of the a tenth of the space in there, and the rest was just empty.
Yeah, it was just air.
A hunk of plastic.
Yeah, basically,
Like,
that's what
every
happened with
picture-
I'm like, that's with the Atari Flashback, because Lorcat actually did a video where he disassembled it. Inside of it, it was mostly empty, and it was just like a small CPU chip, and the rest of it was just shell.
Well, you gotta admit they're Atari games, so they're not that.
Yeah.
They're not going to be that.
And it was just a thing that ran a Linux distribution on it, and basically that.
I really want to get my hands on a, you know those like remixes. I want to get my hands on a.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. She's gotta go.
I really want
It
to get
was
my
fun
hands on.
being here, though.
Yeah.
I love it.
I want to get my hands on an SNES or NES collection thing. That sounds.
Yeah, and and I've seen knockoffs of those being sold at my local cell phone shop that I got.
Really?
Yeah, they have ones that have a bunch of games pre-installed on it, and you can add more ROMs. It's
but
just
I
basically an
wanna get
emulation machine.
I just want to get the official one because
Yeah.
it actually has a good like dashboard. And
The
a
system
good
was the
interface.
price of $27.99.
SNES.
Sold up $200. This is the current one. Oh, I can see the PSP knockoff.
Yeah.
Which I'm now saying, I am now showing that glorious piece of information. I'm like, so, boy, I'll knock you out. I want a box Soulja Boy from Jake Paul.
Isn't Jake Paul a dead meme now?
Yes.
Jake Paul. I have not heard of that.
I heard there were memes involved.
Jake Paul was the asshole that took pictures of dead bodies in the suicide forest last year.
And then try to say he wants to
God.
be gay for a month.
Oh, why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
no.
He's the dead meme.
I don't want to sound dramatic, but
Yeah, his
Jesus.
initial console was removed from his store due to a possible lawsuit from Nintendo. Which, here's the way, here's another thing I can just say, that I hope he actually listens to it, as bad as we were trashing him,
Yeah.
that this is what you could have actually done to avoided this.
Just
and if you
sell-
really want to publish your own console, first of all, you actually establish a rapport with some developers that are underused or something like that. See if they ask their permission, license their game, say like, "Hey, you got a cool game that I like. Would you like to promote it on my new system that I'm going
Would you
to?
want to be?
Would you like to work with me with this?"
The second thing would be, don't sell a console with ROMs on it.
Yes.
Please.
Or don't sell it with just random ROMs on it. You just download it off the internet. Which Emu Paradise, I miss them. They don't host anymore.
No.
I get some of the ISO, or they have the sharing emporium, but half the links are dead. So
is
most of my ROMs I still get from Emu Russia.
Oh, dear
is
God.
Emu Paradise still running or not?
Yes.
So they don't upload any more ROMs. They
No,
can't.
because they can't.
I know Nintendo's just attacked.
Just like a
And I'm like, Nintendo is crazy about about protecting their IP, and I'll go into that in a minute. But let me get back to explaining what he could have done, build a rapport, talk to some developers that are struggling, like on Steam or something like that, or in the iOS store. Or I'm like, hell, talk to Toby Fox. Get an Undertale on the damn thing. Get Undertale on the damn thing. You would have guaranteed people buying it.
Yeah.
If it actually had the specs to do, yeah, or I'm like, get Deltarune and stuff like that. Or I'm like, and I love Undertale, but the fan base has gone crazy.
Yeah.
How crazy are we talking?
We're approaching brony levels.
There you go.
Brony levels of autism.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's...
And this is coming from a brony himself.
And at least you're aware of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've seen those videos on YouTube. I've talked about Top Keck with this, because I do have pony figurines at the house, but I don't do videos or play with them. They just sit on they just sit on the TV, and you just look at it.
They're just collectibles.
Yeah. I'm like, I had 2 Derpy Hooves figurines. None of these I bought. They were given to me.
Ooh.
And I sold one. Because they were both the same figurine. And the other one's sitting on top of my TV. I don't play with them. I'm like, yeah, the only thing that's pony related that you'll see me playing is that ROM hack for a Final Fantasy VI.
I knew you'd bring it up. I knew it.
But yeah.
When I saw you playing that one day, I was like, oh, wow, I can't
or
believe
like,
it.
But back to the game. Establish a rapport, get some original content on there, work with some of these developers, try to develop them, and stuff like that. Don't just steal random games and just pass it off as, this is my own. Because I'm going to explain this to you. I have no idea what this guy's real name is. I don't really care.
No one really does care.
No one really knows. I mean,
but let me explain this to you in a way that you would understand because of what you did. Imagine there was a competitor to you putting out an album that had your songs on it. And I'm doing quotations around the word songs. Because I've listened to his music.
I'm loving this.
Which the only one I really know well, because my brother used to listen to it back in the day, was the one he got famous for was the Superman That Ho.
Superman That...
And Crank That, remember?
Crank That Soulja Boy, which is the title of this. I'm like, that's the same song.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the same song. Yeah. And his other songs just have or like, what's the bitch I look like Goku, which he says that repeatedly, and then the chorus is he's just quoting stuff from the Crank That Soulja Boy.
Man, not original at all.
Nope. But I'll show you that video sometime because that's some grade A nightmare fuel.
I don't want more nightmare fuel than I need.
But imagine there was someone else who was in direct opposition to you. They were releasing an album. It had your songs on it. They never asked you for your permission to put them on there. They never gave you any royalties. Which I'm using big words. That means they didn't pay you for your permission. They didn't pay for your permission to put your songs on their album. They just went ahead and just started selling it and advertising it and say, "Yeah, we got Soulja Boy on this." And then I'm like, legitimately, you would be pissed off about that. Soulja Boy, that's what you did to the Nintendo. And with your console and its claims of like, yeah, I got Zelda, I got Pokemon, I got Mario. Which the Soulja Boy console I had a screenshot from the first Mario Brothers on it. Wow. So he hasn't learned.
And Nintendo's a company. They are a company that will fight you to the death.
Yeah.
You want to know how crazy they defend their IP?
How crazy?
Ever heard of a porno spoof that was released in the 90s by the name of the Super Hornio Brothers?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
These were 2 movies that were spoofing the Super Mario Brothers movie, and they starred Ron Jeremy. The King Koopa was named King Pooper.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
I think we're done here. All right, go on. Heck,
I'm like, these were released in the 90s, and I've seen clips. I haven't seen the actual, parts where they fuck. But it is terrible. And apparently the way that King Pooper dies is he drowns in this vat of his own semen.
Oh God!
Oh my God.
There was two movies of this, and they were released in the early '90s. After the initial company that made them went under, Nintendo bought the rights and put them in their vault and buried them and killed them quickly, just so that they would never see the light of day again.
But that means they still exist.
I'm like, they exist in Nintendo's vault.
And that there's a lot of stuff in there.
I'm like, yes, these were actual movies. I'm pulling up the...
No.
I'm pulling up the actual title card.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm showing this to the...
Please don't, man. There are certain things a man must not see.
Yes.
Super Hornio Brothers Wiki.
There's a wiki?
Yeah, Super Hornio Brothers. Yeah.
Kill me now.
Oh my
Yeah, there's the Did You Know Gaming right there. There are two pornographic parody movies of Mario called Super Hornio Brothers and Super Hornio Brothers 2. Nintendo actually owns the rights to these movies. They bought the rights to make sure that the movies would never be released again.
Oh dear God.
There's a reason, because that's how crazy that they defend their copyright. And then let's not get into Wood Rocket with their most recent thing, which was Strokemon, which was a Pokemon parody spoof.
Oh,
which
God.
the first
No
it starred an Anthro Pikachu, which this is all live action, and it was God. I've seen artwork of Anthro Pikachus before, which are actually kind of cute. This was nightmare fuel.
I don't want to see it.
I
Please.
don't want to. I really don't.
Please, I want my sanity to be sane. Please.
I still want a little bit of purity left.
I mean, you're here, so that doesn't make much.
I have to look up a picture of this.
Man. Let me dream.
I ain't gonna let you dream.
I have to show you this.
Please, no!
Yes.
I've already seen so much nightmare inducing stuff on YouTube.
Oh, there's worse on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
The deeper you go on the internet, the worse you'll find.
Then I'm only at surface level. I'm not going deep.
But yeah, the Dickachu was what it was referred to as. Yes.
Just no.
That. It was a woman in that outfit, and she gets fucked. In that parody. No.
Oh, God, I think
I just got a picture of her head.
Oh my God.
Please, no.
No. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, so
But I'm pretty sure as soon as the copyright, when that runs out, Nintendo's going to kill that too.
there's a copyright on that?
Yeah, Wood Rocket Films.
Oh, dear God. Okay.
And that's more recent. That was within the last decade.
I mean, seriously. I mean, the Soulja Boy stuff? And what he could do, right?
Hold on, I gotta eat this donut.
Jesus Christ.
Which, by the way, I'm still on my first donut. And I bought these.
How much were they?
$1.75 for the 6 because they were on clearance, because they were from the bakery section, and they're at the sell-by date.
Oh.
But since we're going to eat them today anyway, they're good.
Yeah. Hey, who turned down free donuts? I mean, no one.
This is why we're on the show.
Hey, I would have done it anyway.
But, Soulja Boy,
Do it live.
this is how draconian they are with their IPs.
And
They baby them.
Yeah. They care for
Remember, keep in mind, Soulja Boy, keep in mind, there are fan games of Nintendo games that were killed by Nintendo.
Yeah.
The Super Mario 64 HD recreation?
Yeah, that was killed.
Yes, that was killed.
Which is a
And I have a copy of it.
You have a copy of it?
Yeah.
I actually downloaded it, Pokemon Uranium.
Oh, yeah. I hear that game
What'd
is
you-
awesome.
Yes, but Nintendo killed that too. The only thing that didn't really stop was the Mother 3 translation. Well, but then again, that's probably because they're taking a blind eye to it, because Reggie doesn't want to release that here because he doesn't give a shit about what you want.
Yeah, wait, do you still have a copy of Pokemon Uranium 3?
Your Pokemon Uranium, yeah, it's on my hard drive.
Oh, cool.
I'll give it to you later.
Okay.
But but they turned the blind eye to it. I'm like, because people are asking for it, he doesn't want to give it out. So the Nintendo knows about it. They obviously know about it. They've just done nothing.
Yeah.
They're just turning blind eye. You really want to play it? Here, go over here. You still need to buy a ROM for it though.
Yeah.
Or buy the actual copy of it, and
Just
they don't
buy
host
your phone.
and they don't actually host the ROM on their site. So
That's a good thing, yeah.
yeah.
What else was there? What else could he do right? I mean...
Oh, I forgot. I needed to talk about this. You want to know how dumb this was with Soulja Boy? His own fans were telling him, stop!
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, you're picking stop fucking with Nintendo!
They're gonna take you down.
They will take you down because they're the only company I can think that's bigger than them is Disney!
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's even dumber to pick a fight with Disney!
Because Disney will...
Yeah.
They will ruin you. They will bury you.
They own Marvel, which is what I hate. I hate that they own Marvel, and I hate that they own Star Wars. They've ruined
Because they're multi-million-dollar corporations.
I know, but they ruined the comics, the movies, and everything, and it's
Oh yeah,
so
they
bad.
said, oh, all the books that were like brought out, they're non-canon.
That was a really big thing that really made me angry.
Yeah, that was. I was like, oh,
I'm like, you're picking a fight with you're picking a fight basically with the company that's on equal footing with Disney.
Yeah.
Which in and of itself is scary.
yeah,
Yes.
And, who
And
just has
Nintendo
things-
and Disney have worked together in the past.
No
They
way.
have.
They have?
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, yeah. Actually, in Kingdom Hearts 3, you can actually summon him.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, Wreck-It Ralph, yes.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
were Nintendo characters in that. There were also characters from Capcom, because they had Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
And
They had Sonic the Hedgehog.
And Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah. Yeah.
And Mega Man.
Good times.
Bowser, Dr. Eggman, and Bison were all in the
And
were all
also
in the bad guys thing,
And
and then Zangief.
A Bad Guys edition.
Not even that. They
Which
also
made no sense to me because Zangief is not a villain.
Well,
Yeah, they kind of messed that up.
And I'm like, the only thing you would think of was from Street Fighter 2, the only thing you would consider he was a villain because he was from the Soviet Union.
Yeah. But then again, this...
Because that was released when the Cold War was still happening.
Yeah, so that's probably why. Because, I mean, the old arcade machines and everything, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, what else can we say?
It's just, he could have just...
You could have done something to not prevent.
He was as reckless as I am, and that's saying something.
No, he was just stupid.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did a dumb. He did a dumb.
You know the little saying, you don't go full retard? He just went go full retard, basically.
Yeah.
And we're not, and he puts in it, and I've heard in the interviews, I'm like, everyone's just, they're calling it a bootleg system, everyone's just hating on the black entrepreneur.
That ain't right.
No. Race has nothing to do with this. If a white guy did the exact same thing, I would call him an idiot too.
Yeah.
If a purple guy did it, I'm like, stupidity knows no race.
Yeah.
And no bounds.
And no bounds.
Stupidity knows no race, no gender, no bounds.
Yep.
It is the one universal trait that everyone agrees upon.
Yep.
Yeah. You did a dumb.
Heck, I think even Trump would be like, oh, I don't know about this.
Let's not drag the stale ass Cheeto into this.
I know. I'm just thinking.
I'm like, we've already touched base about the stupid shutdown last time I was on the show.
I mean, that lasts for a month and 5 days.
Because he was throwing a temper tantrum. Let's not go into that.
I know. Just imagine him with his arms.
And then people are
crossed
trying to
and
defend
pouting.
him and say, well, it's not the whole story. They're not budging, whatever.
I know.
Our government's run by a bunch of 2-year-olds.
Yeah. So anything else that we can do about Soulja Boy? Nothing really. I mean, just don't. Those are the two big things you cannot.
You know, he had a movie.
He had a movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
He talked about it. I've never seen it.
I'm thinking he's pulling it out of his ass.
No, he did release a movie.
Oh.
This
Really?
has been confirmed, yes.
Oh,
It exists.
God.
But no one knows about it.
Not many people know about it.
If it's that bad.
And they were like, and no, and he was pimping it. And we're like, we've already had the Soulja Boy movie. We're now going to have the just Soulja Boy console. Which another thing was, when he was first releasing it, he didn't even call it the Soulja Boy. That was his portable version. that he eventually called after Nintendo got on his ass the first time.
Oh god! So,
And the reason I found out all about this was again JonTron.
yeah.
Which, let's face it, I know the fan base can be divided up on when it comes to JonTron and why people don't like him because of how he views the world and politics or whatever. I don't care.
I've never heard of his views or politics or stuff. And
I've never really either, but apparently that was a thing.
Yeah, like he was going to be a voice in Ukulele, but now he isn't. But he wasn't.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. It's stupid internet shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a hit. I don't give a fuck.
Still, the slap in the face is a major middle finger from Nintendo.
And then he said,
if we're taking your game console down. Oh, and your website that you were selling these, yeah, then now redirects to us.
Nintendo's like, wait.
I also love the fact
Nintendo, what day is it?
I also love the fact he's like, I had to boss up, and then he had like an emoji or something like that. Yeah, and I'm like, you had to boss up. You had to give up, dude.
Yeah.
You tried fighting
Still,
Nintendo.
I'm like, still $200 for a device that you could get from the standard from Chinatown for $20, or from the flea market for $20. But because I have seen these devices sold there for $20.
Right.
They used to sell at the flea market I went to when I was growing up. They had knockoff Famicom systems. They were shaped like actual controllers for game consoles and stuff like that.
Plug and play.
Yeah, they were plug and plays, but one of them was an N64 controller.
Oh god.
With a bunch of ROMs on it, and on the back of it had a cartridge slot.
Oh, the power cracker.
No, this wasn't the power cracker.
Oh.
No, it had a cartridge slot, not for like a little cartridge. No, full on NES cartridge slot.
That is amazing.
And then I'm just thinking, how do you play this with an actual cartridge in there? Because you have to hold the controller because it's on the back of the controller. I'm like, and these are sold at flea markets for like $15, $20.
Full on rant mode. I love it.
Oh, another thing. Why you don't do the? I'm going to be releasing my competitors' content on my own system without their permission. This is more recent, and I got to bring this
Sony thing.
No. Well, it does involve Sony, but this is a bit more recent. Ever heard of Bleem?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bleem. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Bleem was an emulation program for PlayStation,
Right.
that made it possible so you can play your PlayStation games on IBM compatible PCs as well as the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh.
I have one of the Bleem discs.
You have a Bleem disc?
Yes, for Tenchu Stealth Assassins.
Oh.
Oh, neat. I get a drink.
Sony sued them immediately because they violated so many
Didn't
copyright.
they win? Didn't they win?
Who, Bleem?
Yeah,
Or
Bleem.
No, I'm looking it up right now.
I can't remember. Did
I don't think
Bleem win?
Bleem-
Sony lawsuit. Okay. Ultimately, we won in court and a protective order was by Sony lost on all counts, including Bleem's use of screenshots of PlayStation games in the packaging. The copyright were considered fair use and should be allowed to continue. Despite the legal victories, the legal fees allegedly forced the company out of business. I'm like, they won, but they died because of it.
Yeah,
I'm like, because their programming
They won,
was.
They also lost.
I'm like, but that got the attention of a major company.
Yeah. Which company?
This was Sony suing them.
Oh no, what kind? Oh yeah, but like they may have won the battle, but they lost the war.
Yes, because Sony killed them in the process.
Yeah, they may win
And
the lawsuits.
you were doing, or like even if you had legal footing to stand on, if you would consider it fair use, the problem was you were also distributing their copyrighted content.
Right.
In addition to that,
We are at 40 minutes. Wow.
yes, that's the problem. Bleem
I
had
remember
to
watching a
have.
video on this, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I have one of the Bleem discs for Tenchu Stealth Assassins, and sadly it no longer exists. And now we have EPSXE for emulation on computers.
If I ever get a Dreamcast, I want you to mod it or make bootleg games for it.
I wouldn't have to do anything,
Oh, you wouldn't?
depending on how old it is.
Oh yeah, it depends on the Dreamcast itself.
Yeah. Another reason why it died so quickly was because
Their supposed protection backfired.
yes, because they got circumvented by themselves and got released into the wild, and then everyone figured out, hey, we could just put this on any game that's commercially licensed, and it will just read it as such.
Yeah, but then,
And it was right before any model any Model 1 can do this, which I have a Model 1.
neat. How can you tell if it's a model? What model it is?
Usually by the release year.
Oh dear God.
Anything made after 2000, it won't work.
Well,
Oh dear God. There's
On or after 2000. I have a
I know.
1999 model.
I know a guy who goes to Garage Mahal every year in Whiting, and
Be a little louder.
yeah, I know a guy in Whiting who is here every year at Garage Mahal, and he sold a Dreamcast. He had like 2 Dreamcasts last year. I'm gonna buy one this year. I bought a.
I got mine at a flea market for $25.
What? No way.
Yes.
If you see any there, I will pay you to get one for me. I'll even give you an extra $10.
And this was the same flea market. This was the same
Still in good
flea.
condition.
Yeah, this was the same flea market that had the knockoff consoles I was talking about.
If you get another Dreamcast, if you see another Dreamcast there, I will pay you to get it.
You just want to play Sonic, don't you?
No, I want to play other games like. All right, fine. I want to play Sonic.
Yeah, I knew it. Sonic
I mean,
Adventures.
I mean, I don't like the PS3 controllers
they're
and the Xbox. They're not good.
I
Controllers.
learned how to play fighting games on a Dreamcast.
I mean, Dreamcast is awesome.
Yeah.
I learned how to play Capcom fighting games on a Dreamcast.
Oh.
Also, I want to play that Marvel vs. Capcom, the original.
Yes.
Because the new stuff sucks.
Yeah.
Actually, that died
And
out.
I've
It died
modded
out
Marvel
after
vs.
it-
Capcom 2 so many times.
I mean,
Each one with a different soundtrack. But sadly, you can't really do that well anymore because the programs I use do not work under a 64-bit operating system,
oh,
which sucks. And they're so out of date.
How
They
I-
haven't been updated in like a decade.
jeez.
But getting back to what we were talking about, you also have to keep in mind that you're just basically paying, or like, I don't even know what I was saying.
Soulja Boy.
Yeah, Soulja Boy. You have to keep in mind that you don't have the license to sell these stuff or sell these games that are on your system.
And then bragging that you have them and you have like the full rights and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's just
and
a
when
big red
Nintendo
flag.
immediately sues you, and yeah, it's very clear you didn't have the rights.
And you got just taken down by the Nintendo ninjas.
Yeah, Nintendo said no.
No.
Nintendo just said no, which.
And you kept going. He just kept going.
You poked the bear.
And the bear hit you.
You poked the bear with a stick, and then you got mad at the bear for clawing your face.
So you brung out a metal pole and poked it again.
Yeah.
And then this time it ripped your dick off.
And now he's doing the same thing with Sony stuff.
Yes! Okay, I'm done poking this bear. Let's go poke the Jaguar over here.
Oh God, Atari. You knew I was gonna do it. You knew it.
Speaking of which, that they didn't know what they were doing for that.
I mean,
And that's another thing of not understanding your technology, where he claims that it can do all these things. Atari Jaguar claimed it could be 64-bit, which technically it could. The problem was, at the time, no one knew how to code for something like that. Because it was so new, everyone had experience for, at most, maybe 32-bit. And it was just two 32-bit CPUs cobbled together to make a 64-bit.
that is lazy, even by Atari standards.
So I'm like, no, it's because it didn't have the architecture for it before.
I mean, and they crossed a video game crash. So.
And I'm like, do the math. Yeah, I remember that. I remember back in the day. I remember back in the day when the Atari Jaguar was being released, and like there was only like a handful of games that was released on that were actually good.
There were good games for an Atari
Yeah,
system.
Tempest 2000 was good.
Oh,
the Alien
yeah.
vs. Predator was good. It had the PC accurate version of Doom,
But
though
no
the
music.
the trade-off was there's no music, but
Just put on some Slayer in your phone.
Play Slayer.
as AVGN put it.
Yeah.
But keep in mind it was RCA, so you
Yeah.
could just easily just hook up like a sound system or whatever.
Yeah.
With that and just play the music and anything like that. Which, speaking of which, I've been playing through Parasite Eve 2 again, and I can't stand the music in Parasite Eve 2. I prefer it in the first one.
Why, how bad is the music?
It's not memorable,
Oh, no.
as it was in the first game. But I could turn off the music, and I have the soundtracks of the first game going.
Christ.
So, yeah, the first Parasite Eve had much better music. But you could just do that. Plus, there was also systems that require modification where we can go in and to play like region free.
Yeah,
Which-
that's a good thing about the PlayStation 4 because I imported a game from Indonesia and that I can play it.
Huh.
Yeah,
I thought they did away with the region
no.
because the PS3 was
they
a
still
region
have
free.
that.
they still have region free. That's why I can play the PAL. I got sent the PAL version of Batman the Animated Series, and I can play it.
Oh, okay.
And they're all Blu-ray.
All right, cool.
Nice.
I'm like, which region locking made no sense to me when it comes to games. I'm like, if someone outside your country still wants to play your game,
What's the
just
problem?
let them play it. You still get the money. They just have to pay extra to get it to them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean,
Nintendo did this for a while, but theirs was really funny.
Or
for the Super Nintendo. Do you want to know what their region locking
they had to
was?
change the the size of the cartridges and everything.
No.
Or what was it?
No, on any Super Nintendo on the back of any Super Nintendo cartridge, and I talked about this with Josh Hadley when he was on the show.
Okay.
On the back of any Super Nintendo cartridge, you notice there's a couple of grooves on the back.
Yeah, that's
That
the
on a
lockout.
Famicom or Super Famicom cartridge does not have. Those are for tabs that are inside the cartridge slot. Mm-hmm. Pull those tabs out, and now your system is region free. And you can play a Super Famicom games in it, just like it was natively. Or you could just take the chips out of the cartridges and put them in the American cartridges and do that
but
too.
still, that's
if you
more
have the
work.
bit, which I do.
That's more work than it seems, you know.
Yeah. It still requires. It's just that pulling the tabs out is the quicker way. It's the quick and dirty.
And no one will get.
Which
and
are
no
the
one's
better
the
looking
wiser.
cartridges? Which are the better looking cartridges? The Japan or American versions?
I kind of like the shape of the Famicom one or the Super Famicom ones, but the problem is they don't have end labels like the Super Nintendo does.
Yeah.
Because they look more like 64 cartridges.
Yeah. Like
Kinda.
I saw like on AVGN I saw like one for like Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No. The Japanese one was actually good.
Yeah.
Compared to the stuff we got here.
And I knew about that before AVGN got to it because
Yeah.
Juwario talked about it when he was still alive. But the 64 also has something similar
Oh boy.
in their cartridge slot, except their cartridges are like the cartridge slot has like two like square chunks things that you have to pop out for grooves in them because
Oh yeah.
or you can just use a Game Shark.
Yeah.
Which you can do with the PlayStation as well.
I remember Game Shark. Yeah.
Which I need to get my Game Shark disc for my PlayStation working so I can play my Japanese PS1 games.
Do you remember there was a place by here, wasn't it like a Game Crazy or something like that?
Yeah, there used to be Game Crazy over here.
It was like, wasn't it a Blockbuster, then it was a Game Crazy? Then
No. It was a Hollywood Video with Game Crazy
Oh, yeah. Then
in one building. Then once that shut down, it went out of, or like it was closed for several years, and then became a dentist's office and a T-Mobile store.
Oh, yeah. But then they closed that down, didn't they?
No, it's open still.
Oh, it is? Oh. Huh. Well, that GameStop still has that Sonic and the Secret Ring.
There's a GameStop over there now,
I know,
but there
but-
didn't used to be a GameStop over there.
Yeah, but that thing, the GameStop is so old that they have not taken down the Sonic and the Secret Ring poster.
Are you serious?
And the Halo one. Well, they took
Yeah.
down the Halo 3. But they have left the Sonic and the Secret Ring poster from the Wii era up for years.
They don't care.
Hey, it was a good game.
I'm like, it wasn't until recently when they started selling old console games again because they realized, hey, there's a market for this.
Vintage is awesome. Hey, I bought GameCube games from there as well.
Yeah, I'm like, for the longest time, like, I was looking for these. I'm like, we don't sell those anymore. We have a couple, and they're like $1.
Wow. I look for the classics because I've got like Crazy Taxi for my GameCube. I've got Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2. I like this I'm collecting it for my childhood. All right, no judging.
I have Sonic Heroes for the.
Oh yeah, Sonic Adventure DX. I got it for like $4.
Holy crap! I'm looking at the screenshot.
What?
Of the Soulja Boy thing. It's a close up of it, and it's a bootleg version of Mario because the coin blocks have 25s on them.
Oh no!
I'm saving that blow up image.
That just does not seem good.
And it's scrolled in. I think that may be the Game Boy version. I'm not sure.
Oh no!
The Game Boy version.
Wait, go up.
That's the PSP. We already saw that.
That thing is just terrible. It's just. Oh God! Why?
His minute gaming system other than the name Soulja Electronics. Okay, I have to go here. Hey, great! I gotta find these mini Soulja. Yeah, and
$28.
Yeah, it's a bit more approachable now because it's still a Chinese knockoff.
Right, go and see what products they have. I want to see what products they have.
They just have this.
No, right there.
Products. Soulja Boy Android USB charger. It's a Soulja Bluetooth headphones. Soulja Bot.
Was that is a Soulja tablet?
Soulja head earbuds. Gaming headset. Soulja pods. Soulja portable battery charger. Portable speaker. PS4 keyboard.
What? Get that out of here!
VR 3D headset for smartphone, Soulja watch, and the Soulja waterproof Bluetooth stereo speaker.
Why?
The USB chart. It's a micro USB cable.
I can get it at Walgreens for $8.
Same.
I can give you several for free.
I know. This guy.
Because they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah. I got a converter at home.
Then you have the keyboard, the PlayStation keyboard.
That is an abomination.
And is that licensed? Is that legally licensed?
Because if it's not, then
yeah.
You're going to incur the wrath of.
Well, it could be considered under third party.
Yeah. But still, you do not want to incur the wrath of Sony.
You already incurred the wrath of Nintendo.
You want the Sony Sharks coming after you?
Oh, and the Soulja Boy console has a picture of One Piece on it.
What now?
The Minya Soulja game.
Detest you now, Soulja Boy. You don't mess with One Piece.
Now they're gonna get.
Instead of Mario on the store page, it's One Piece.
There are things you do not mess with. If you try and draw the wrath of anime,
Oh, great. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this to find out which parts when we talk about this stuff so I can post them on screen.
Oh, dear God.
This is gonna be a bit of a nightmare to edit.
Oh, sorry about that. But if you mess with anime, don't get me. I love anime, but still, One Piece is that was the first show I watched.
No.
The first anime I ever watched was Cowboy Bebop, then go to Naruto.
First one I ever saw was Sailor Moon, but that was back in the day, and then Dragon Ball Z.
It was One Piece, then the original Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Then GX. I loved GX. Then 5D.
When I play, because I have Duel Links.
Yeah.
I just play Jada and Aster. That's all I play. That's who I play as.
You do the Jack Atlas event?
No, I have not.
Alright, Soulja Boy stuff. I'm like, what is the Soulja Bot?
God. That's like a little toy.
Yeah, it's just,
it's adorable, but
the earbuds. I'm like, and he's just rebranding a bunch of stuff.
Beats
That's
headphones.
Yeah, and chances are he has not built any of these.
Nope.
Yeah,
He's
he
just-
imports.
He just imported them and just slaps his name on top of it.
Yeah, that's
So that can be officially released here in the States.
Oh, that's the American way of doing things.
Yeah, American way of doing things.
Because
You gotta admit that.
I'm sorry. I'm a guy that actually has a background in this stuff. You
do not.
You do not. You got popular by making a stupid song on the internet and
then
releasing
you
it
have
through
not let-
LimeWire.
And your fame has just been dwindling.
You're not, or like, and now the reason you're relevant again is because of the stuff with Nintendo.
I play Switch. I gotta go to class.
And like, emulator console, or I'm like, it's just an emulation machine. It's an emulation.
I have my class at 11:15.
Oh, you gotta go?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Well, we're about to wrap up shortly anyway, because we've been going on for about an hour, or almost an hour.
50 minutes or so.
Yeah, and my show usually goes on for about an hour, so see ya.
Alright.
Look at the X Game 64.
That's not hit.
I know, but that's exactly what he was selling.
Yeah, it's
It looks like a bootleg Xbox One.
Yep. It's a Famiclone system and stuff like that, and I've seen some of these, and I do own. I'll admit there are some Chinese electronics that I have that would not legally be able to be sold here. I have to import them, and I really hate Trump's tariffs because that makes it even more of a pain in the ass to do.
Use Amazon.
I still have to wait a month
Why?
because I get them through eBay.
Ah.
And I get them for cheap because I have adapters that allow me to hook up my PlayStation 2 controllers to game systems they're not intended for, like my Wii or my GameCube
Well, fair enough.
or my computer. And you can't buy that here, at least legally here, without going.
Legally.
Yeah. And I'm like, and it's just simple things that it still requires you to have the devices that they're for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and it's just it's selling a bunch of these knockoff devices. And if these I'm looking at the Bluetooth headphones. If they're anything like Beats by Dre, they're just gonna be. It's just gonna be
Have brand names on it.
Yeah, it's just brand name with a lead weights inside just to make them feel heavy. And then the gaming headset. In the Soulja Boy pods, I don't earbuds and pods for an Apple device. Portable speaker, whatever. I don't care. I really don't care.
Who cares? I can tell you.
I'm just looking at this. You're just rebranding this just so you can make a quick buck.
I can tell you.
Okay, that's his name. DeAndre. DeAndre.
Jeez.
I've talked about this with Jeff before. Mm-hmm. What is it with black parents giving their kids ghetto names?
Oh boy.
Instead of a normal name, which I love Jeff for his name because he has a normal name. And he's as black as the Ace of Spades and talks like and sounds like it too. I'm like, everyone's on my channel has seen videos of him because he's the fat black guy that dances in the videos. That's Black Storm. That's Jeff.
I've seen that. That's funny.
That's Jeff. But he has a normal name. The twins that have been in my videos back in the day, they have normal names. Anthony and Antonio, but still.
Those are normal.
The general, his real name is Matthew. He has a normal name. I had a stereotypical black friend back in the day who had dreadlocks, who wore a Rastafarian hat, looked like a stereotypical Jamaican guy by the name of Kenny, and he spoke like a proper white person. He hated Ebonics, and yet he dressed like a stereotypical Rastafarian.
Oh God! Wow.
And he was black, and he was a black guy too.
Jeez.
And I'm like, what is with these? I'm like, please give your. I'm like, if you're a black parent, please give your kid a normal name. What?
Wrap up.
Well, I don't care.
I know.
If I go over, I don't care. I've gone over before.
I know. I just want to play my PS4.
Oh yeah, you want to play Kingdom Hearts 3?
I know. I don't want anything to happen because you know how people are, and there's like a thing you cannot stream. They have strict laws for streaming on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, great.
I know. Well,
I'm like, I'm just, and I asked him like, why do they not? They kind of did. They kind of did away with this Final Fantasy characters in there. I'm like, because I want to see in the next gen system. I want to see my waifu from Final Fantasy 9. I'm a Freya fanboy.
Also, no Sephiroth fight.
But that was a staple in the first two.
Nope, no Sephiroth fights. There is one hidden boss, but he was added post patch. It was like the battle gates from Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. But they're not bad. They're fun. I know. I don't know why they did away with it.
I don't.
You can't process this, can you?
I don't.
I think he's broke.
I think we're done. We've talked enough about this.
I think I broke John. I think I broke you.
John Brain hurt. How do spell name? I know my name is 3 letters. How do I spell it?
Oh no.
How do I spell my name? It's 3 letters long. How do? I think we're done. I'm just gonna. I'm really thirsty right now. And I do have to talk about this real quick.
Yes.
Because this happened last week. What is up with the weather we were just having?
We had a polar vortex. I don't know.
And like right now, it's supposed to get cold again, but right now it's in the 50s.
Right.
A few days ago, it was below 50, which we're using Fahrenheit. And for those of you who are not, who are in actual science land, aka the rest of the world, let me look that up. Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, Fahrenheit, -50 to, roughly about -45 degrees Celsius is equivalent to -50 degrees Fahrenheit. So we jumped from -50 or -50 to 50 in the span of a few days, or -45.
It gradually went up.
Gradually went up, but still, 45 to 10, -45 to 10 degrees Celsius.
God.
And all the snow is now melted away. And
Most
of it's melted away. It's now just wet outside.
I hope my basement doesn't flood.
My place almost flooded. I had to do that. Plus, I had a pipe freeze, but fortunately it didn't break, so I'm good. It's thawed out now. I'm good. All right, my brain hurty. I'm like that episode of Rick and Morty where he gets shot with the subdermal dampener that just makes him turn retarded. Brain hurty.
I remember that. Oh God, why? Good times.
I want cookie.
Good times. Where is everyone? They're not here. It's 10 o'clock.
I don't know. I want to play me some games on my laptop. I gotta listen to the newest episode of Drop Dead Cynical. This is gonna go up sometime today. I still have to do some other stuff today while I'm here.
Okay.
So I'll see you guys next time.
See yas.
Bye.